All right, we are recording, so we're going to go ahead and jump right into a couple of things. Again, we had a great week. Believe it or not, when we talked last week about the rollout of the new system and everything, that because it was a brand new system, it is massive. I think I told you guys last week is over 7,000 pages of coding. So it is a massive system. I anticipated a lot of challenges and this, that, and the other just by it being week one. But ironically, we didn't have many challenges at all. There are some things that we wanted to tweak just based on some recommendations that we got from you guys, and we did that. I'm going to go through those things, and then toward the end, I'll get into some production things because I want to make sure you guys know moving forward as we get more familiar with the system, more familiar with how it works. This call is specifically for training. So it is to teach you how to build a productive organization and how to build a robust success machine. That's what this training is about. But while we're still fine tuning the system, I did want to cover a couple of things. I'm going to go in just kind of like random order. So there's no rhyme or reason to how I'm going through this. There are no slides. So I want to do some of this stuff in real time. If you see me looking down too, I'm kind of looking at my notes just to see what would be first. One of the things I want to talk about first, I know Mr. Robert Landrum and Mr. Norman Knight last week, they brought to the attention that we needed to have our Healthcare Plus membership login. So we actually imported that into the software. I'm going to show you where that is real quick. So I'll share my screen, and it's real simple, but I appreciate that input because sometimes we don't see everything. So thank you for that input. So anyway, they mentioned that we needed to have a healthcare portal. So if you go under products, right? You go under products now, and of course, if you click Healthcare Plus, it's actually going to take you to the Healthcare Plus site. Can you guys see this where it says Healthcare Plus in these slides?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. But what they were asking for that I was confused about last week is actually the Healthcare Plus membership login. I was confused as to what they were talking about. So there's an additional tab. So you got the Healthcare Plus, but you got the Healthcare Plus membership login. Now, this is for everybody who is already a member, and it'll take you directly to this portal. You could just sign in, and I don't know if I got my password and all that stuff, but you can just sign in, and literally whatever the benefits and all that stuff is, you'll be able to see it there. So that's what they were referring to. And now we've put that there. So it's under products, it's under healthcare. You got Healthcare Plus, and you got the membership login. The membership login is where you'll see all of the benefits, how you actually see codes and all the things that are there, some of which you'll still see that's on these slides that's on the screen. So make sure you go through the Healthcare Plus and the membership login. There's going to be a dedicated training upcoming for Healthcare Plus and everything that's associated with it. But I did want to thank those guys for bringing that to my attention, and we have listened and made that a reality. So just make note of that. Same thing with identity protection. It's here. Identity protection. You can go on the products and click identity protection. By the same token, if you're actually logging in, or your customer or potential rep or whatever log in on the main page, they'll still see it here, the Healthcare Plus and the identity protection. Now, what they won't see is the membership login. This is just for the Healthcare Plus to give information, right? This is to give information about Healthcare Plus. But if they are actually a member and they want to log into their membership guide, then they would go here. A membership login, they would go here. All right, easy enough. Thanks, Robert and Norman. Thanks for that.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. I'm going to log into, well, I'm logged into my back office. I want to show you a couple of things. I have some demo content back here, but I wanted to go through a few things. I'm not going to go through everything like I did last week. Hopefully, most of you have logged in and gotten familiar with what the back office system is. But once you log in, this is the first page that you'll see. It has a lot of information here, some quick tabs that you can actually access in terms of placing an order, auto ships, viewing your organization, commissions, and things of that nature. But then also there are a lot of things on the left side that I'm going to go through just a few things again. Just a few things, and then make an explanation on that. Let me just look at my notes and see. One of the first things that I wanted to do, just kind of as you go through this main page in your back office, you'll start to see numbers and stats and all of this stuff as you're building your organization. For those of you who have been building already and putting in customers and orders, you'll start to see data populating your back office. Now, you know, again, a lot of this is dummy information, but it's the same thing that'll happen with you. You'll see your customers that came in, whether it's today, this week, this month, this year, you'll see all of that stuff here. Same thing with your distributors. We're going to change this word to representatives, but distributors and representatives are the same thing. So you'll see your reps here that you had in, whether it's today, this week, this month, this year, your sales, today, this week, this month, this year, your earnings. You see here for this period, May 1st through May 7th, you know, you see I have earned $2. Again, this is just demo stuff that's in here, but I have $2, but whatever it is that you would have made, you'll see it here. Team points, that's team commission. Again, got to edit that term, but this is team commission and overall CV. So you'll see all of this stuff here. Make note that we have, remember guys, we have two different pay platforms. We have a weekly pay platform and we have a monthly pay platform called a unilevel. So when you're looking at your statistics, make sure that you know, click either whether you're looking for weekly statistics or your monthly statistics. Now, in this case, it's the same because all of this is demo content, but when you're actually getting into it, one thing that you can see different here, can you see this date? It says May 1st to May 31st. Can y'all see that?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So that's an indication that you're on your monthly. And again, the monthly is called unilevel. And when I was going through this on another training yesterday, I think I'm going to change some of this terminology just so it's not to get your team confused. And it'll just say monthly volume or monthly, whatever it is. But just so you know, monthly unilevel means monthly. So you'll see your monthly volume here. And then, of course, if you click weekly, and you'll notice you just see this week. How can I scroll over? You'll see this week, May 1st through May the 7th. That'll tell you what you actually made for that particular week or month. Same thing with your rank advancement. Now, I'm going to slow down here because this is really important for everybody to understand. Remember, unilevel means what?
Monthly.
Monthly.
Awesome. So you got the monthly rank advancement and the weekly rank advancement. For all intent and purposes, it's the same. The only caveat I want to give you guys is, you know, you can qualify at any point during the month for monthly commissions, even if it's the last day of the month, just by meeting the monthly qualifications that I'm about to go over now. So you don't have to necessarily for your monthly, you don't necessarily have to be qualified on the first day of the month, which was the case in the previous system. You can be qualified on any day in the month for the monthly. It's the same for the weekly, but one thing I would caution you about, if I were you, I would still try to qualify at some point during the first week of the month. And the reason I say that is because that will give you the benefit of earning fast start bonuses throughout the whole month. If you're qualified on the last week of the month, obviously you only got that week to get fast start and matching bonuses. But if you're qualified in the first part of the month, then you'll be able to get fast start and weekly bonuses. I'm about to show you this all throughout the month. I'm not going to keep saying this every week. I don't want to make it a big deal. It's just kind of like I said last week. I said it a little bit kind of jokingly, but it's a bit of a hack, if you will. In other words, it's kind of like, you know, one of those things, wink, wink, nudge, nudge type thing. If you're smart, you're qualified at the beginning of the month, but you don't have to be by any means. Again, I'm not going to be saying that every month because I don't want to get people confused. The main thing you want to be able to do when you're looking at the qualifications or looking at the rank advancements, which means how do you get from one position to the next? That's whether you're at unilevel or weekly, and I'm going to show you that shortly. The first thing you're going to see right here, you're going to always see your paid at rank. For me, it's saying Crown Ambassador. Now, again, this is just for demo because I'm not technically a rep in the system, but I wanted to show some things just for demo purposes. But it'll show your paid at rank. Now, most of you right now is saying associate member. It's saying associate member. That has absolutely no meaning whatsoever. It's just a placeholder. What happens is once you have some type of order in your system, whether it's any kind of order, that means you are active. And this is only here because this is a new system. Once you move beyond this, you probably won't ever see associate member again. But once you have any type of order in your system, you're going to go to the rank that you should be based on that month's qualification. So let me just go through this. Again, if you see associate member right now, don't even worry about it. It means absolutely nothing. It's just a placeholder. When you have any type of order come through, you're going to jump to where you're supposed to be based on the qualification. So don't worry about associate member at all. Now, I'm going to go through each one of these rank advancements because this is important. This is one of the things that I love about this system, where even if you're not 100% comfortable or confident in knowing the compensation plan, you can still articulate what you need in the compensation plan to your organization just by logging into your back office. Okay. So let's say you're an affiliate. Okay. What do you need to be? Well, let me put it in the form of a question. What do you need to be an affiliate? If you click here, we all know what you need to be affiliate. There's only one requirement. That is to have your monthly maintenance fee. And your monthly maintenance fee is for your store is how much?
$29.99.
$29.99. That's the only requirement you need for affiliate. Okay. There's no enrollment cost. There's no anything else. And of course, affiliate, the benefit is you're going to get 20% on everything that you do personally, whatever that may be. All right. So that's the affiliate position. So let's just say that your paid as rank said affiliate. One thing you're going to start to see, I don't know if it's on here or not, but when you log in, you'll see a big green button at the top of your screen that'll say upgrade to ambassador. That's for anybody who is not an ambassador. If you want just a shortcut to upgrade, it'll be a green button here and you'll just click that. You may have already seen it. It'll say upgrade to ambassador. It'll just take you there to upgrade whenever you want to upgrade, just for your convenience. But what do you need to be an ambassador? Here are the requirements. You need to have paid your $99. So join the business at $99. $99 is a lifetime payment. So once you paid that $99 one time, you will never have to worry about this qualification again, ever, on any other positions. Once you paid the $99, it is a lifetime requirement that has been fulfilled. You don't ever have to worry about that again. But what's the other thing you need to be an ambassador? Well, you have to have your monthly maintenance fee. Everybody has to have their monthly maintenance fee. It is your store fee, but it is a monthly maintenance fee. I'm being careful with the way I'm wording it. I'm being careful with the way it's written in this text, because that's one of the laws that changed the beginning of the year that we want to make sure. I'm very conscious of making sure that we're abiding by this law. We can no longer call this a product. It's not a product anymore. It is a monthly maintenance fee to maintain your store. As far as the FTC is concerned, there is a big difference. Okay, there is a big difference. And without getting into the legalities right now, that's another conversation for another day. The proper term is your monthly maintenance fee for your store, which is $29.99. It's just semantics, but that's one of their requirements. So now that you have, let's say you have these two requirements, and if you look at my demo content here, it shows that I'm 50% to become an ambassador. That means I paid my $99. This red X means I still hadn't paid my maintenance fee. Once I pay my maintenance fee, then this will go to 100 and I am an ambassador. But I'm still not qualified. That's the next position. What do you need to be qualified ambassador? This is a little bit different for those of you who may have been in before. So again, you got the lifetime $99. You don't have to worry about that. You pay your monthly maintenance fee, which is $29.99. That'll check off. The third part to being a qualified ambassador, you must have at least $125 in personal volume. That's between you and any customers that you may have. $125 in personal volume. We call that PV. We used to do this in the past. We got away from it to, kind of shake up the comp plan. But this is another one of the laws that they're kind of reinforcing again. This is basically to incentivize companies like 1Voice to focus on customer volume as opposed to bringing in reps, okay? A lot of people are abusing the system in the industry in terms of reps. So the FTC's been kind of cracking down on like, look, you need to qualify based on customer volume. Again, that's legal stuff I'm not getting into right now, but just understand that's the third part of your qualification. Here's the thing, when I looked at this, man, and when I was putting this compensation plan together, consulting with Mr. Landrum, Mr. Doucette in our meetings since February, I think it was. And we actually hired some experts to consult us on the how to maximize the compensation plan, what's going to be best to make the company thrive, what's going to be best to make your organizations thrive. And believe it or not, the system that we used before is the premier system that's out there, and that is a system of PV. Now, all that means, getting personal volume, that means you and any customers that you may have, your total volume comes to at least $125. Here's a nugget that you want to commit to memory and make sure you're talking to your downlines, your organizations about. I would strongly encourage everybody to get your $125 in PV on auto ship products. I would strongly encourage that. Let me say it again. I would strongly encourage that. Somebody said last week in one of the meetings, I don't remember what it was, they were talking about me, they were trying to be funny, but they made a good point. They was like, if you really want to know how to maximize a compensation plan, listen to the person that wrote the compensation plan. Well, I wrote the compensation plan, and I'm telling you, and I can't say this any stronger, I would encourage you to get your 125 PV on auto ship customers. I'm going to tell you how, and I'm going to tell you why. The how is, how simple is it this? If you just had 5 customers that were on a $25 auto ship, that's your $125. 5 customers that's on a $25 auto ship, that's your 125 PV. Why is that so important? Because you're automatically, if they stay on the product, you're automatically going to be qualified every month. You don't have to requalify in June. You don't have to requalify in July because you're on auto ship. As soon as those customers hit anytime during the month, you're qualified. Now, some people gonna, we're putting these Hot Shot Mall products on there, and that's gonna be brilliant. You know how brilliant the Hot Shot Mall is, but there are no no auto ship products on the Hot Shot Mall. When somebody buy a pair of shoes, well, in order for you to get credit for that in June, guess what they'll have to do? They'll have to buy another pair of shoes. If they buy a skillet off the Hot Shot Mall, well, that may count towards your 125 PV, but guess what they're going to have to do in June? They're going to have to buy another skillet for you to get, theoretically, for you to get that same volume. Now, does that mean the Hot Shot Mall volume and all this stuff doesn't count? It doesn't mean that at all. As a matter of fact, some of your organizations are going to be so big, it's not going to matter. You're going to have $6,000 and $7,000 per month in PV. So $125 is nothing. But just starting out, I cannot stress enough the fact that if you just got, at the worst case scenario, 5 auto ship customers at $25, you're always going to have that 125 PV. And then build on that. Wonder if in the month of May, you got your 5 auto ship customers on at $25. So you got your 125 PV. They're going to automatically kick in June. Well, wonder if in June you just add 1 or 2 more customers. And in July, you just add 1 or 2 more customers, auto ship customers. And in August, you just add 1 or 2. So you're building your PV up to, not just 125, but $200, $300, $500 per month. And you're getting paid commissionable volume from that personal volume. So by all means, if I could give you one thing that's going to benefit you most, get your 125 PV on auto ships. Okay. All right. Now, so if you're looking at that, and by the way, when you're looking in your back office, you see here for me in terms of the qualifications, and you'll see this. And again, I had a test order in here, but right now I got $10 toward my 125. This is going to tell you where you are in terms of your 125. This is going to tell you. So if you get a digital combo product for $79.99, you're going to see PV here, $79.99 of 125. Once you get over 125, you're going to see, $200 of 125, and that'll be green. And of course, you have to check your, you have to have your store maintenance fee. Another thing that you need to know, somebody's going to ask, why is this separated? Because again, we can no longer utilize this monthly maintenance fee as a product. This is a maintenance fee. So this does not count toward your PV. We didn't make that rule. That's the law. Okay, that's the law. Here's why it's the law. And I said I wasn't going to get into the legal stuff, but just real quick, because I promise you, somebody going to ask this. Why can't this count toward this? Again, we were counting your $29.99 store fee toward your volume prior to this law changing. But the attorneys general said we can't do that because we can no longer classify the $29.99 as a product. If it's not a product, then if you put it in here for PV, then now you're treading on pyramid. You're treading on pyramid because now you're paying on something that's not a product. And if you're paying on something that's not a product, that's a pyramid. Okay, so that's the short answer. So that's why you got these separated. So you got your $29.99 monthly fee, and anything that you accumulate here, that's your PV. Now that you've satisfied those 3 things, you are a qualified ambassador, and you'll see all the green checks here. Congratulations. You keep moving. The next rank, and you'll just have to scroll over here. The next rank you'll see is silver ambassador. Well, what do I need to be a silver ambassador? It tells you here. Same thing. You got a lifetime for the $99. We've talked about the monthly maintenance fee. You need that. That's the $29.99. We've talked about the 125 PV. Okay, you understand that. Those are the 3 things you have for qualified. The only thing additional you need is 2 personally qualified ambassadors. That means you have 2 people that you brought into the business and they are qualified based on what I just said in the previous tab. That will qualify you as a silver ambassador. Guys, it can't be any easier than this. When we made the changes based on the laws at the beginning of the year, we started making the changes. We just kind of put our heads together and say, hey, look, how can we make this easier, but still have the company thrive and help the reps make more money? I'm already starting to see how some of you guys are going to make a ton of money just based on what you already have in the old system. Getting to silver ambassador is a game changer because all you need is 2 qualified ambassadors. For all intended purposes, you already got these other things because you're already qualified. So all you're looking for is 2 qualified ambassadors. You'll note here that this is green checked for me. Remember, this is my test site. This is green checked for me. That means somewhere in the system, I have 2 qualified ambassadors. I don't even know who or where, but that just tells me, well, I got that part done. If I paid my $29, check this out. If I paid my $29.99, again, I'm not a rep, but if I paid my $29.99 today, and if I had my 125 PV today, I would be silver ambassador. I meet all the qualifications. That's the power of understanding this and knowing what you need to do to get to the next level. Now, here's something that I see a hand raised. I can't see who it is, but just unmute yourself.
Here's Ms. Samira.
Okay.
Ms. Akbar, thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you for clarifying everything, but I didn't want you to go forward because I had this concern last week and now you've addressed it in terms of your customers, do they have to fill out that form for the auto ship if they're on auto ship? Because I noticed that we're going to have a new link, and some of them, already have made an auto ship. So then my
Hey.
question is, I also heard you say that the data will be put in. Will those that didn't fill out a form be put in? And secondly, will the reps also who are in but haven't filled out that form, do
Right.
those two things have to be met so that you can fulfill the requirements?
Yes, I have it on my list. I'm going to talk about those two things, but just the short answer is yes. Here's why. We're trying to put them over there. We're trying to put the customers over there. We're trying to put the reps over there. Here's the problem. We don't store people's credit card. So we don't have any way of hitting their monthly store fee, even if it's a rep. We don't have any way of hitting that. We don't have any way of hitting their auto ships for the store. So it has to stay on the old site until they put that form in, because we can't store the credit card information. That's the reason we're even waiting on the forms. So we want to put them over there, but we can't do it. We don't have any way to charge them. So right now, in order for them to maintain their store and to maintain their auto ship, they're in the old system. But that's one of the things I'm going to talk about. They need to come to the new system. It's not going to, they still had a store and all that stuff, but we really need the form for the most part for your address and your credit card stuff. We cannot, which we don't store. We can't store that.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, because I did notice that it's done exceptionally well in the back office, where now they even have the new form. All you have to do is go up there and you'll see it. But you
That's
made
right.
it perfectly clear that they had to fill the form out first. That was my concern, because I noticed that we do have an inside email, and the email does say who your potential, team members are. Okay.
That's right. That's
So they
exactly
didn't, if they
right.
didn't fill the form in, my question is, then they need to expedite that immediately.
Yeah, they would do,
Thank you.
I left them on the Hot Shot Mall so they can continue to do that. We'll leave it there until everybody is over.
All right,
But
all right, thank you. I just
yeah.
made sure you made it perfectly clear. They just haven't done it. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, no problem. And our hands are kind of tied with that, because again, legally, we can't keep anybody's credit card information. So there's no way for us to bill them. They would actually have to put that information, credit card information, in the other system so their store would remain active. Remember, that's one of the qualifications. All right, so back to this part. Now, here's something that I want to clarify, something I said last week, and also make this clear to you. So we're still talking about Silver Ambassador, and this holds true for all of the other ranks. I'm going to speed it up a little bit because I'm a little bit behind time. But so you see your qualifications, you see you need 2 qualified ambassadors. Now, last week I said you can have a combination of these 2 qualified ambassadors, a combination ambassadors and customers. I said that in error. It is ambassadors or customers. It's or customers. Technically, I said it right, but the system can't recognize ambassadors and customers. It is ambassadors or customers. So let me explain. To be a silver ambassador, we talked about these 3 things you need: your monthly, your PV, and you need 2 qualified ambassadors. Or you can have those 3 things and have 2 customers that have $125 in volume, and you're still silver ambassador. Okay. So you can have 2 qualified ambassadors, or you can have 2 customers. They're not in the system at all as a rep. And as long as they have $125 in volume, you are a silver ambassador. Okay. So that's a 2 qualified ambassadors or 2 customers. Here's something that, here's another one of those nuggets. I would qualify using the ambassadors, and I'll tell you why. Let's jump to, well, I'll just tell you, I'll go over it again when I get to Crown Ambassador, because if you just qualify using customers, you'll never get paid on the levels, any levels, because there are no people there. You're just getting paid on customers. Now, does that prohibit you from being a silver ambassador? No, it doesn't. You will be legally, technically a silver ambassador. It's just that you can only get paid on that level that you have the customers on. There are no people there. But can you become a silver ambassador with no people? You absolutely can. You can become silver ambassador by yourself. All you need to do is meet these 3 requirements that we talked about, the 125 PV and all of that. And you have 2 customers, your neighbor, your cousin. They buying stuff from you, I don't want to get into this today because this is another training, but they can be, as a customer, they can get customers and that counts towards you. They can actually getting customers for you. But so long as you have 2 customers whose volume is 125, then you are a silver ambassador. But again, it's just you. You have nobody in your organization. Being honest and transparent again, this is another one of those things that the FTC is trying to enforce. The acquisition of customers to keep people from having to always recruit. But I'm just telling you, if you're talking about making money, you want people in your organization because you get paid on what they do. So all you need as a silver ambassador is 2 qualified ambassadors plus the other 3 requirements that we talked about. Same thing with gold. You go to the gold position next. You got the same 3, always those 3, your store maintenance, your PV, but instead of needing 2 qualified ambassadors, you need 5 qualified ambassadors. Same thing, very simple though. And you need 1 person who is at least a silver ambassador. 1 person who is at least a silver ambassador. All of this is in your back office, by the way. So if if it seems like I'm going too fast for you, this is in your back office. Remember, when you log into, let me show you again for those that's logged in. When you log into your back office, this is the first page you're going to see. If you just scroll down to rank advancements, that's where you'll see all of this stuff. It's already here in your back office. But as a gold ambassador, that's all you need. You need 5 qualified ambassadors. You need 1 person to hit silver ambassador. Here's something ironic. Even though my content is dummy content in the system, because I'm not technically a rep, somebody, since we launched last week, I don't know who it is, has hit silver ambassador. This is a real stat. Somebody has hit silver ambassador in my organization since last Saturday. I just see this here. I don't know who it is. But this part is real. This part is real. There's no dummy content I put in. This is real. So whoever you are, congratulations. Could be more than 1 person, but that's what you need to be a gold ambassador. And again, without me regurgitating the same information, it's either the ambassadors or customers. 5 retail customers with 125. I've gone over this, the whys in the hows. I'm not going to go over it again. You'll see it here. You take the next step toward the royal, you see the same thing. So now you just need 10, where is it? 10 qualified ambassadors, 10 qualified ambassadors, and 1 gold ambassador. That'll make you royal. And then crown ambassador, you need 20 qualified ambassadors and 1 royal. This is also exciting to me because somebody has also hit royal ambassador. This is a legit number. So I'm gonna have to get with Mr. Landry, but this is exciting because this system only been live 6 days. And somebody has hit royal ambassador 6 days. So we're gonna have to find out who that person is so we can promote and congratulate them. But anyway, so now you're at the highest position. So that's how you find all of your rank advancements. Very important, very straightforward. Anytime you need to know, it's in your back office. Okay. All right. So I'm going to move on past rank advancements because I got a lot of other stuff to talk about. Yes.
Real quick, I don't know if I missed it or not, but the login information to the back office, can you real quickly share that login information that we needed to log in?
Yeah, it would be your username would be your email address, and your password would be 1Voice, the numeric 1, capital V, VOICE 2023, and the exclamation point. 1Voice 2023, and the exclamation point. If for whatever reason you cannot log in with those credentials, just shoot us an email to support, and we'll be able to walk you through that. we'll be able to walk you through that if you can't get in with those credentials.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. All right. Also, if you are able to get in, just so you guys know, once you logged in, now you'll see your support ticket right here in your back office. So if you logged in, we're going to make this external too, but if you're logged in and you need to have any questions, any kind of contact with support, your first line of offense is to submit a support ticket. You just click there and it's going to take you to this page where you got your support ticket. Click submit a ticket and put your information. We'll get a support ticket in real time, so we'll know what your issues are. That's going to be the first thing you do before you call Mr. Landrum, before you do anything. Submit a support ticket. And then we're going to make some enhancements to that. So if we need to elevate something, if it's an emergency, whatever the case may be, we'll know how quickly to get back to you. Or if it's just a question, we can answer those questions without tying up resources. But that's going to be your first thing, to submit a support ticket. Now, to the point that Ms. Akbar was talking about earlier, and I told you I was going to mention it, this is very important. If you have not, and most of you haven't, if you have not submitted what we call an auto ship form, please go ahead and do that. That form is still on the Hot Shot Mall. So let me just show you where it is. If you go to the Hot Shot Mall, this Zoom thing around, and you go under reps, you're only 3 things here left. Everything else is on your site. But if you need to update your information so that it'll go in the new system, just hit this auto ship and store update form. It's going to take you to this form to fill out. It's a secure form, but that's what's going to put your information into the new system, whether you're a customer or a rep. I think some people may have been confused to say that, well, because I'm a rep, it'll just come over. It would, other than the fact that we can't charge, like I said, your $29.99 monthly store maintenance fee. So because we can't have your credit card, so you still need to fill out this form, whether you're a rep or customer, you need to fill that out. As soon as you fill this out, pretty much in real time, that you'll be entered into the new system, and then everything will fall into place, and your upline can check and monitor what needs to be done. So please go to the Hot Shot Mall. Where was I? Let me go back. Go to the Hot Shot Mall under support, under reps, and click this form. If you haven't, fill it out, and your information will be in the new system. Also, something that'll be in the new system that's critical. I'm jumping around, but this is critical, because when we're talking about building your business, we're building on another level, guys. We're building globally and we're building nationally. So many of you still over the last 6 days have not logged into your new system. I can't figure this out for the life of me, other than if you can't get in for some issue. Okay, I understand that. But please, 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 guys, log in, update your information. Update your birthday, update your address, put your payment method in, all of these other things, update that stuff. Is going to, people take it for granted. You took it for granted in the old system, but I'm going to show you why it's important in the new system. Because as we start to build nationally, you want people to know where you are. For example, if I go, you're still in your back office. If I go under opportunity and click find a representative, right? If I'm looking for I think I clicked the wrong thing. Find a representative. Okay, find a representative. Let's just say you know who that person is, or you just know the person's first name, let's say, for example. So you just know the person is Dorothy, D-O-R-O-T-H-Y, but you don't know anything else. I talked to a Dorothy. You just put Dorothy in and click find a representative. It's going to pull up everybody in the system named Dorothy. And it's going to tell you, oh, are you talking about Dorothy Mercadale in New Orleans? Or are you talking about Dorothy Page in Sandy Springs? So even if you just knew Dorothy, right? Well, what if Ms. Mercadale didn't have her address or zip code there? It's going to pull up Dorothy. If there's another Dorothy in 1Voice, that means they don't have their information updated, because it would have pulled every Dorothy. So let's take it another step. Let's say that of course, if you knew the rep ID, if you didn't know anything else, you knew the rep ID. I'm just gonna put in a random rep ID because of course I don't, let's see. I'm just gonna put 91. I don't even know who this is. But let's just click this. I'm just putting in a random. So I just put in, if you knew the rep ID number, didn't even know the person's name, because you may get a rep ID number on the social media or flyer. This is someone named Darlena Buckner that's in the system. So you'll know, okay, this is the person whose name I see on this flyer, because it may just have the rep ID number. They may say, someone may put a flyer or a social media post, they may say, hey, look, if you're interested in a business opportunity, go to click this, where it says find my representative and put in my rep ID number. It's going to take you to Darlena Buckner, whoever it may be. I don't know this person, but you understand what I'm saying. So you can find them that way. Now, here's something that's even more important. Let's say you're building in New York, but you want to find somebody in Meridian to work with, but you don't know anybody in Meridian, but you want to build in Meridian, whatever the case may be. If I put in a Meridian zip code, I have one here, 39364, right? And I just put in that zip code. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Just put in the zip code. It's going to pull up everybody in, well, I guess that zip code is Tumsumba. I don't know if that's Meridian or not, but you understand the point, right? Here's something I can tell you. There are probably 50 more people that's in Meridian or Tumsumba or wherever it is. But you know why they're not showing up? Because they don't have their address information in the system properly. They don't have their address information. Let me show you this. Let me show you why. So anybody that doesn't have their address in the system, the company address is there. So 30350. This is the 1Voice zip code I'm putting in. You got all of these people who is in the system under the 1Voice address. These people are in the 1Voice address. I know Lisa North is not living in 1Voice address. I know Kathy Henley is not in the 1Voice address. Send your part. That means these people have not updated their address. Guys, update your address. You see, these are thousands of people who are listed under the 1Voice worldwide address. You want to put your own address, because when you start building, look at all these people. This is crazy. And there should only be one person under the 1Voice address. That's 1Voice. That's the only one. You got all of these people who are listed under the 1Voice address. That means, first of all, it means your address wasn't in the old system. You didn't have an address in your old system. And because when we imported that stuff over, if you didn't have an address in the old system, then that means everybody was imported under 1Voice address. That's the first thing. The second thing is you are in the new system because we see you here, but you haven't logged in and updated your information. This should just be one 1Voice address. So every single person that you're seeing here needs to go into the new system and update their address. This is critical because people are going to be searching for you around the country. They're going to be searching for you, and that can help build your business. If 1Voice is marketing, let's say 1Voice, the company, put forth by the way, you might see Stanley's address, 1Voice. It is 1Voice because it's corporate. So you probably would see a couple of addresses there. But anyway, need I digress. 1Voice is going to be marketing the company nationally through Facebook and Instagram and just generic ads, right? People are going to see these ads. They're going to be looking for people to enroll in New York. So let me give you another example as to why you got to put your address. Let's say here, I know that we had someone yesterday sign up, or someone in the system, maybe not yesterday, 17225. So if you click 17225 and search, well, I see this is Dietrich Landrum, and this is if you actually click the map, you would have seen that this is in Pennsylvania. So if you're trying to enroll somebody in Pennsylvania, then you can search on the map, you'll see it here. But right now, the only person in Pennsylvania is in the surrounding area is Dietrich Landrum. So if you're coming from a generic ad and you want to sign up in Pennsylvania, guess who they're going to contact? Dietrich Landry. That's who they're going to contact. If Dietrich didn't have his address in the system, they would have nobody to contact in Pennsylvania. So guys, the moral of the story, please put your information in, your date of birth, your contact information, your payment method, all of that stuff. Go into your back office here. Matter of fact, let me show you where to go right now. Go into your back office and click profile. Under the profile is your personal info. And you just want to put, make sure I ain't got nothing sensitive here. You want to put all your information here, your date of birth, your address, all of that stuff, your social media stuff. If you want, now not if you want, if you have a social media, Facebook, Instagram, put your social media information here. Let me go ahead and click this while I'm here. Because when you put your, you got to make it active, by the way, because we can't make it active for you. You have to make it active just by clicking this button. You want to put your Facebook, right? And mine should be active. I don't know why I didn't. But so, and you put your Facebook's information here. So mine is facebook.com/Sam Orr. This is important. So when you start sharing your products and sharing your stuff, it's already in your back office. So you just click it and it's going to go to your Facebook stuff. So that, go ahead and when you're doing your personal information, do your social media stuff, all your personal information, your address, birth date, date of birth, all that good stuff. Put your debit card information in. Make sure I ain't got nothing. Yeah, put your debit card information in. You can put in one card. You can put in 10 cards. This is just an old default card. But this is what your auto ship is going to be charged from, as well as your store fee. So put your debit card in. Put your bank account information in. Now, somebody may say, well, why I got to put my bank account in? Let me restate what I said earlier. You don't have to put your bank account information in. But if you want to be able to take money from your commission, your debit card commission, and put it directly into your bank account, then you would need your banking information. Okay. So some people, let's just say, you know, this Friday, you get or the 7th, you get $1,000 fast start bonus, and you want to put that $1,000 into your bank account. If you set up your bank account, you can transfer that over. You can have it put over in a day, 2 days, it may cost you $1 or $2, but you can put that over in your bank account automatically. That's another training we're going to do, but that's why you would put your bank account. If you don't want to transfer it from, you don't have to put your bank account. That's optional. You do want to put your addresses. Make sure you have your billing and your shipping address in the back office. Why? Because when you're buying something, if you already have it here, that information is populated. You can speed through your checkout really quickly. So go under your profile, hit the drop-down menu, update your personal info, your debit card, bank account if you want to, and of course your address. All right, now, scratch that off. Going through my list. So also on your back office, your file, I mentioned to you last week that, you know, the event calendar is here. Something else that we did this week, we actually have another media tab here. If you haven't seen it, we put a media tab here. And this media tab have all of our podcasts and the radio station. So you got 1Voice Radio, you click that, you're going to go to the radio station. You click this, you're going to go to the Buzz Talk Show website. You're going to go to the Buzz, all of their episodes and stuff are there. They're the beautiful co-hosts. You got the Changing Faces Ministry. You click there, you're going to go to all of the episodes are there. You go to, all this stuff is in alphabetical order. So you go to the Deep Dive podcast, you'll see my podcast and all of the previous episodes, all of that stuff is there. You go to Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette, you'll see his website, all of the episodes are there. But here's something else that's slick now. In your event calendar, all of the podcasts for Now Through Eternity are in the event calendar. So if you're inviting somebody, it's populating. If you're inviting somebody to the podcast, well, you can see in real time now the events that are coming up. Right now, it's May 6th. We're in Saturday training. That's the next event. What's the next event after that? Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette, Monday. What's the next event after that? The Business Opportunity Tuesday. What's the next event after that? The Buzz on Wednesday, Deep Dive on Thursday, Changing Faces on Friday. I got this Zoom thing in the way. Then what's after that? Well, you keep clicking. Next Saturday's training, the 13th, then the podcast roll over again. In other words, guys, every event, including the podcast, is listed on the events calendar. It's very simple for you to now navigate through all kinds of events. And as we enter events, matter of fact, let me see if I can go all the way to June. So it should be the first week in June, it should be showing my empowerment event. And bam, there it is, June 5th, the empowerment event. It's already populated there. This calendar, I think, goes all the way out to 2027. So these things are here. If you want to know when is the empowerment event, what day is the empowerment event in July? Well, let's go to July. Here it is. It's July 3rd. All of the podcasts, all of the events, everything. And as we add events, is in your event calendar.
Dr. On.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, one question on the event calendar on when you're publishing one under personal. Can you explain the personal side versus the corporate side, just really fast?
Yes, I will. I will do
Thank
that. I'm trying to get these. I got all these boxes on my screen. I mean, on my page. Let me move them. Hold on one second. So down here, where this says 1Voice Worldwide events, this would have your name. The reason it says 1Voice Worldwide, because I'm 1Voice Worldwide, but this would say, Samira Akbar's events. And then you would see a tab that says corporate events. If Samira Akbar wanted to add an event, her own event, then she would click this. I'm going to click it now. It may, you notice that there are no events there now. That's because Sam Oram doesn't have any events. All of the events is under corporate events. Let me click that back. So that's under corporate events. So there is a differentiation between the corporate events and your events. I'm going to show you how that works. So now I'm back on corporate events. By the way, if you want to know why it takes so long to upload, all these little bullet points you see down here are events. So it takes a long time to upload all of those events. But going back to what Mr. Doucette asked, so right here, this would say Sam Orb's events, Stanley Doucette's event, Norman Knight's events. This is your events. If you click that, you can add an event now. So what do you need to do to add your own event? You just click right here, add event. You say either view or add your event. Remember, because it's personal, you put it on the personal side. You click add event. And then you just put the details. What's the name of it? What's the name of your event? It may be Norman's PBR. I don't know, whatever it is, right? And then you can put the details. It's going to be whatever the details may be. Is it one time? Is it one day? Is it every week? Is it every month? You can put that information there. Here's the details. When does the event start? When does the event end in terms of time and date? The location of the event. If it's an online event, you could just put online here for location. You don't have to put any details, just put online. And then, of course, if you want to put your picture or any picture, you can put a picture there. Remember, these are just your events. You will determine whether or not, and I need to clean this up, but you'll determine who will see this event. Is it just for your team, which it will have here, and probably need to put this, I'll maybe change this to your team. So you would keep that clicked. Or if you want anybody to see it, that's anybody in the country, you would click anonymous user. That means everybody. I'm going to take all this other stuff off. Or I could keep this on, some of it, if you just want to do an event just for your customers. Like we got new supplements that's going to be coming out within the next week or so. Right? We want to release them like I think 10 or 15, 20 at a time. I can't remember. But anyway, you may want to get with just your customers and say, hey, look, I want to put together a quick PBR to share with just my customers, the existing customers, these new products that we have. But you'll have that determination whether or not you want to. Mr. Doucette, if you don't mind making a note that I need to take off all of this other corporate stuff. It should just either be reps, your downline, your customers, or everyone. you determine who you want to see your meeting. Okay, so that's the difference between a personal meeting and a corporate meeting. And I'll go back to where that is in your calendar. Waiting on it to
So we
pop.
just want to keep everybody, customers, and what's the other one?
Your downline. So again, you access that at the bottom of events calendar. You'll see it where it says, and by the way, too, just showing you these tabs. I want y'all to go in your back office and play around with this. You can't mess anything up. But list view, you know what that means. That means where you see all of these events, instead of them being scrolling like this, they'll be in a list. You can click all events. If you click all events, this is going to be the corporate events and your personal events. If you wanted to see all events, if you just wanted to see your events, if you just wanted to see corporate events. So that's what those tabs are about. That's a good question, Mr. Doucette. Thank you for
You're welcome. I learned from the best.
that. Yeah, sucking up.
Hey, Mr. Oram,
Yes, sir.
also the 24-hour presentation, we don't talk much about that, but that's a useful tool also, the 24-hour that you can register with.
Yes,
You
sir.
said you was gonna update it? Or-
Yeah, I was looking at that before this call. I'm gonna look, that's on my list, Robert, right after the call, but that's a very good point. Here's something that you always want to know. You don't have to wait on the Tuesday meetings. You don't have to wait on, because this is a corporate meeting. So if you go under opportunity, we went under the find a rep tab, but right under there is webinar presentation. This is the 24-hour webinar. It should be updated to the new comp plan and stuff that we're talking about. I know I recorded one, so it should be updated. If it's not, I'm going to check this after the meeting. But all you have to do, or have your guests do, this is real time, guys. This is real time. It's, you see where it says the next event, May 6th. And it starts at 12:15 Eastern time, which is in 13 minutes and some seconds. All you have to do is have them go here and register. This is a real time webinar. Register, put in which event you want to do. Well, right, the next few events, you got one right now, or in the next 13 minutes. There's one scheduled at 7 p.m. every night. Every night is one scheduled at 7 p.m. And there, well, every night means every night, tomorrow night and Sunday night. Let me give you another nugget. This webinar rotates every 15 minutes. Rotates every 15 minutes. Sometimes it may be live because we may pop in and do something live. Most of the time it'll be recorded. It doesn't make a difference to your guests. It's the exact same thing. So whatever we're doing on a Tuesday night, it's the exact same webinar. But let's just say this person wanted to register on this webinar that's in 13 minutes now. They'll just click that webinar, got the time zone, put their name, got the information there, and click register now. We'll see, or you'll see, who is registered. You should see, or definitely will see who's registered for the webinar. And here's the link right there. They already registered. So now they're just waiting for their calendar. Let me just click this link. So now they're just waiting for the time to roll out right here, 12 minutes and some seconds. And you'll see right here is going to change to red, and it's going to say connecting. So in the next 12 minutes, there's going to be a webinar. There's no reason, guys, and thank you again, Robert, for that. There's no reason that anyone couldn't have a professional presentation anytime of the day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every 15 minutes. So, and again, that tab, if you don't know, you go under opportunity. Sorry, I'm moving these Zoom boxes again. Go under opportunity, webinar presentation is already there. All right, let's see, winding down, did all that, did that. There's something I wanted to show you under oh, okay, under orders. Show you one other thing on the orders in your back office, and we'll start getting out of here. I got to remember what I was talking about. So under orders is all of your orders, of course. If you have something in your cart, you can view your cart. If you wanted to order something from here or shop, you can shop here. It's pretty much the same thing. Quick shop and shop is pretty much the same thing. This is where you would add your auto ship. if you want to add your auto ship, if you don't have one, or you in your back office and you want to add something else. Let's just say you have a bottle of oil, but you want to add a bottle of immune defense. This is where you do it. And I'm sure you just click the add auto ship. It's very simple. You click add auto ship, you click add auto ship over here. And once you've done that, you can select what product you want and the date. So let's just say it's a digital product, or let's just say you wanted a supplement or black seed. Just, here's the drop down menu. If you wanted a black seed product, you just click that. If you wanted a supplement, just click that. You find the supplement that you want. Let's just say you wanted this prostate support. You click the date that you want this to come out. It doesn't matter what the date is. Even if somebody asked me this, even if you didn't want this to come out until July, you would click it for, let's say you wanted to come out July 13th. Well, guess what? It'll hit July 13th, but just remember, it's not going to count for volume for the current month, but it'll come out July 13th. You click add. Because this is what I was telling you earlier, because I already have my billing address and shipping address in the system and the credit card in the system, all you got to do is click add auto ship here and you're done. You're done. It's just that simple. Now, one thing, Mr. Landrum, y'all had to argue, fuss at him about this. If you want to change your auto ship, you're going to have to submit a support ticket. I originally had it where you can go in. I'm laughing because I can see that little man now. I originally had it where you could go in and change your auto ship, like the date, you could change the product, you could change this stuff. He was like, no, sir, no. I can't do that. I'm like, why? Because it'll be chaotic. People will be changing the dates. People will be changing, they're like, well, I ain't got the money this month, so I'll pay it next month. Ideally, you will want people to do that. Here's the problem in all seriousness. Here's the problem. You'll start to mess up your qualifications and the qualifications of other people if you start manipulating your auto ships. Remember I said earlier, if you got 5 auto ships of $25, you're at your 125 PV. Well, wonder if one of your people decide, well, I ain't going to pay this month. I'll just put it off next month. Now you got 4. You're not qualified. Why aren't you qualified? Because they're just randomly changing their auto ship dates. Now, we cannot force you to pay your auto ship or anything like that. But if you want to change it, we're not just allowing people to randomly change it. You got to submit a support ticket. Let us know you want to change your auto ship, what you want to change it to, and we'll show you how to get that done, or we'll do it for you. All right. But anyway, that's how you add your auto ship. You go under orders and you go under add auto ship. This is the tab that I wanted to show you that's very important. Order history. This is going to be very important. It's going to keep you from asking, or keep your reps from asking a lot of questions. You can see all your orders. Again, I got dummy information in here. Y'all can tell we're working on the Hot Shot Mall because I got a Hot Shot Mall product in here, dummy order. But anyway, you can see all of these orders. And again, these were test orders. That's why immune defense is 99 cents. But you can see your last 10 orders that are placed for the last 6 months, the last 30 days, or the whole year. You'll be able to see the orders you've done. But the important thing is, if you wanted to print a receipt, again, you get a receipt when you check out. But if you wanted to print a receipt, you lost it, you need it for something, you can click print receipt. Your information is here. By the way, now you can see what that Hot Shot Mall product was. It's men's shoes, and you see it says testing. So that was a test. You had a question, Ms. Akbar?
Yes, I had to unmute. Okay, yes, sir. Here's the question. 2. But let me go to the last one first. You know how last week you showed us how to go in and change your site name? And
Yes.
then I noticed that it was able to save, but I noticed that it has the 1Voice products. And will that be changed to 1Voice Worldwide?
Yes, it is. It is
Okay.
yeah, it was something I actually sent I only noticed it yesterday, actually.
Right, I
only
did too,
noticed it.
right. Mhm.
Yeah, and I sent to the tech people. They're not working on the weekend, but that'll be updated tomorrow. But you still can, you still can manually, let me close this out. You still can manually put that in. So if I put this in, this is what you're referring to.
That's how I feel about the way you're doing. I'm glad
That sound like Mr. Maber. Somebody need to mute, but you can still put this in. So this is what she's referring to guys. Matter of fact, let me just show you real quick. It's under my website and your site name. This is what she's referring to. You can click your links here. Right now it's saying Sam Orban at onevoiceproducts.com. That was when we were on the testing site. This should be saying onevoiceworldwide.com. That's like I said, that'll be changed tomorrow when the IT people are in, but it doesn't affect the link. That's just affect the copy. You can still send someone this because this is what it is. Sam Orban at onevoiceworldwide.com. You can still send that today. This is just if you were copying it. Now we're gonna, update this tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Monday. We're gonna update this Monday because you do want people to click that. So that's a good observation, Ms. Akbar. But if you needed to send it out today, you still send it out the regular way, samorm.onevoiceworldwide.com. That would be this. All right. Or if you wanted, your name at the end, it would be this, the same thing, onevoiceworldwide.com/Sam Orm. All right. So thank you for that, Ms. Akbar.
That's right. And finally, before you go, remember you were talking about the emails?
Yes.
I noticed that it's you have your own emails coming inside of your back office.
That's correct.
Right. So my question is, because this I think one of the challenges is, do they also go out to the regular, email? Because I noticed that was the challenge with the link.
Yeah, we're working on that. That
Okay,
will
that's all I wanted to know.
be,
Okay.
that will be the case. That's one of the things that there is not 100% complete. The first thing we did was, and I do have this on my list to go over. So if you go on to messaging, you got 3 things under messaging that I want you to pay attention to. One is, and I'm gonna get back to the orders, your personal contacts. So if you click personal contacts, it's automatically going to have people here who are direct to you to whatever degree, if you wanted to contact those people. But you can also add contacts here. This will be important for when Ms. Samira talking about when the emails go external, right? You can click and add contact. But then the other thing is you can compose, I'm sorry, let me go back. I want to do the inbox first. So you go under messaging, where is it at? Messages, going too fast. Go under messages, you click inbox, that's the second tab. And so this is where you're going to see all emails that's coming from support. Like you would have seen, I deleted it. Like if you're a new rep, you'll see a welcome email here. Welcome to One Voice, blah, blah, blah. If you have an order, you're going to see that here. You see this order that was done yesterday, 5/5. This is that test order that I just showed you. If you click view, you'll see this email. It says, let me try to move this Zoom screen. Basically, thank you for your business, blah, blah, blah. Here's your order number for Sam Orem, rep ID, blah, blah, blah. Here's what I ordered. That was that Hot Shot Mall product I just showed you that I was testing yesterday. And it got all the information there. So you got this in the form of an email. Is it an auto ship? No. Is there a shipping method? It is shipping. It will be shipped. So you'll see that. That's important. I'm going to show you something else about shipping in a second. And it should say that this order we process in the next 24 hours, blah, blah, blah. So you'll see your orders in terms of not just under orders, but through your email inbox, and any communication from your upline or from corporate, you'll see those messages here. In fact, your sponsor can send you direct messages. So whoever your sponsor is, they'll send you direct messages here. You maybe want to just talk to Ms. Akbar may just want to talk to the people she brought in directly, and not everybody. They'll come here. You'll know that, okay, this came from a sponsor. This came from everybody. That other tab, which is here, is to compose and send emails. Now, this is important as well. Right now, these are internal emails to the point Ms. Akbar made, but they will be external. You'll see something down here. They'll be external soon, hopefully this week. But let's just say this. So this is your email portal, internal. Let's say you wanted to send this to everybody in all your contacts. All you have to do is click add all. They'll pop over here. Put your subject, of course. and then just write your email. Go down and click send, send or save and close if you're saving it, or send, and that email will go to everybody in your contact. Let's just say you can remove these people. Let's just say you don't want it to go to everybody. Let's just say you want it to go to a particular distributor. Remember, distributor and the rep is the same thing. Let's just say I wanted to just go to Stanley Doucette. I'll just click Stanley Doucette's name and click add. And as you'll see, it just go to Stanley Doucette. Or if I wanted to send to Stanley, Carol, and Carol, click add. It'll just go to Stanley and Carol. If you want to remove one of their names, remove Carol. If you want to remove both of the names, you remove all, so you can manipulate where this go to. I don't have a lot of people in here. I don't have a lot of contacts yet, but that's how you would do that. And that's how you would send them those email messages. But to the point, those are internal messages. And of course, I think somewhere on, let's see. Yeah, you'll see that under your messages. So always check your messages. You should check your messages every day. You should be logging in every day anyway. Under earnings, two things real quick, and we got to get out of here because I'm over time. Your earnings history. So whatever monies you made, you'll see it back here under your earnings history. You'll see your weekly. Remember, your weekly and monthly is different. So this week on the test stuff, so far, May 1st through May 7th, something else I told you guys last week that was incorrect. I said that your weekly bonuses will go out every Friday. That's not correct. It'll go out every 7 days. That's a week. So as you see here, that week is the 1st through the 7th. The next one you'll see is going to be the 8th through the 14th. You know what I mean? So it's every week. So to the 8th, you'll get the commissions for this particular week. So that's the weekly bonus. That's the weekly bonus. And you'll see what you made, whether it's a personal commission, matching bonus, fast start, you'll see that. And you'll see the amount over here. Again, that's just a test amount. Also, if you want to see your monthly commission, even past commissions, or what you have earned so far during the month. And this is not accurate right now because everybody is not in, but by the end of the month, this will be accurate. If your people are not over by the end of the month, there's nothing we can do about it. We can only pay for what we see. You know, this system has no mercy. But as of right now in the month, even on my dummy content, I'm expecting $79.61 right now, as of just the first 6 days of the month. So this will tell you, note the dates. That's the month, that's under unilevel monthly, or the weekly, note, you know, the 1st through the 7th. Next week, it'll say 8th through the 14th, so forth and so on. But that's where you see your earnings under your history. Your payment method here, I have this grayed out until we're going to do a training. Hopefully next Saturday, this is where your debit card information will be. This is where your debit card information should be. Mr. Doucette, make a note of this too, because we're going to have a conversation about this for training. But this will have your debit card information. I didn't want to have it here until we do the training, so you'll know all of everything you need to know about that. But that's where that will be. So under earnings, you're going to have two things: your payment history, where's earnings, your payment history, your commission history, and your payments. All right. Oh, okay. Oh, I want to show you one other thing. I said I was going to go back under orders because this is important. Under order history, this is going to keep you from having to contact support because this is very, very accurate. You don't have to contact support, but again, if you need to, submit this support ticket. You don't have to send an email. You don't have to call, submit a support ticket. This is going to tell you if your order is paid and shipped, or paid and not shipped, or so forth and so on. If your order was canceled, if it's an auto ship order, if it's refunded, all of those things. And check this out. When you go to order details, you click order details, you'll see all the information about that particular order, right? All your billing information. You'll see what this product was. You'll see the cost and all of this. But here's what I want you to make sure you pay attention to. And again, this is the product, the test shoes I put from Hot Shot Mall. This shipping information. You don't have to contact support, because what's going to happen is when your product is shipped, you'll see a shipping date, you'll see a shipping type, whether it's UPS, USPS, you'll see a tracking number. I promise you, if you don't see it, it hadn't been sent. It hadn't been sent. Mr. Doucette, if you make a note to take this warehouse name off, that should be for corporate. So you'll see a shipping date, you'll see a type, which that's irrelevant. No, well, maybe relevant, UPS, USPS, and you'll see a tracking number. If you don't see it there, it hadn't been shipped, so you don't have to call support. But also remember, under general details, it'll tell you up front. No, I'm at the wrong place. If you go under order history, it'll tell you up front that it's not shipped. But I'm just giving you two places to look. You'll see it as soon as you see this order. Now, none of these are shipped because these are test orders. It says not shipped. This right here, it says shipping is NA. That means non-applicable. That means because it's a digital product, so ain't no shipping. This hadn't been shipped, but again, if you want to look at the details of whether or not the tracking and all that stuff, you'll go here and you'll see all your shipping information right here. Again, if you want to print the receipt, and oh, one other slick little key. All of these tidbits. See, Mr. Landrum, Mr. Doucette don't know this stuff, so y'all had to hear it from me. So y'all better get it now, because I don't be on these trains. I ain't gonna be on these trains as much. But let me give you another little insight, little nugget. I hope it worked the way I'm thinking about. So if I look under my order history, and if I look at this, let's see, I think I have a Healthcare Plus product, right? Okay, have Healthcare Plus. And if I go into order details, this is going to show me all of the stuff I just showed you. There's no shipping tab there because I'm going too fast. There's no shipping tab because there's no shipping under the Healthcare Plus. Here's what I wanted to show you. If you click generate receipt, like now you're going to have this when you check out. You're going to get a receipt when you check out. But if for whatever reason you need a receipt again, you can go in your back office and generate receipt, right? But when you generate receipt, also remember that's where you're going to see this enrollment form for people to enroll under Healthcare Plus. So let's just say one of your customers, they went through, they paid for the Healthcare Plus, and then of course they'll get a tab that says generate receipt. They'll get an email with the receipt on it. And they say, well, I don't have time to fill out my form, or I forgot to fill out my form. In their email, or if it's a rep in your back office, all you have to do, and I'm gonna go back so you can see it again because this is important. When you go in your back office under the same order detail and you click generate receipt, you'll see the form where on their receipt, it was requiring them to fill out the enrollment form. This is important because you have to put your dependents and all that stuff there. So you don't have to go out of this site for anything. Everything you need is there. It would work the same way for the identity protection. On their receipt, when you click generate receipt, you'll see a pop-up when you're checking out. And if you don't see this form, just click generate receipt. It'll pop up on your receipt and you can fill out your information for identity protection. That's a nugget. I want to make a note of it because it may be a time you need to see that again. All right, so that is that. I think that's everything on my list. Any questions on anything that I did not share? Any questions, anybody? If there's no questions, I mean, I did a good job. Now, here's something I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, and I'm gonna say this one last thing, and then we'll get out of here. How do I stop sharing?
Mr. Oram, I have a question. It might take too long to try to explain it though. But I know we stress getting qualified.
Yes, sir.
Just stress the importance of what would happen if you are not qualified.
You mean in terms of compression?
The compression.
Yeah, if you're not qualified, so if you look, by the way, since Robert brought this up, I'm sure you did real quick. If you go on to training, you'll see the comp plan in detail. Okay, you click training, You see the comp plan in detail. You'll see some slides on this. So what Robert is referring to, I'm just scrolling down. You can go and look at this. It's in your back office. Those are the 7 ways we get paid. Those are 2 star positions, everything that we just talked about, how you qualify, Crown Ambassador and all that stuff. Here's what he's talking about. I'm gonna scroll all the way to Crown Ambassador. So you know that you get paid levels. You see these levels here. If someone doesn't get qualified, let's say someone on level 4, I'm just using this for example, don't get qualified in the month of May, then they're going to temporarily move out of the system. It's like they don't exist for the month of May. And this person 5 will move up to number 4, and your 6th level will move up to number 5. Why? Because this person didn't get qualified. They're compressed out of the system. Now, does that mean that they're kicked out of the business? Does that mean they lose their position? Not at all. That just means those qualifications that I showed you earlier, those 3 things, the 125 PV, the $29.99 store, and of course your $99, that means they didn't do that for the month of May. But guess what? If they do that in the month of June, they're going to jump right back into their position right here on your level 4. The reason this is a game changer, this is a big time deal. This is something else that the FTC is kind of, they applaud us for doing this. We don't have to do this, but compression is going to make you make more money. That means if you're Crown Ambassador, this is also why you should qualify with people, not just with customers, but you'll get paid on all 5 levels. You'll always get paid on 5 levels. And your 6th level, which could be bigger than your 5th, may move up. Let's just say levels 2 through 5 didn't qualify in the month of May, in a particular month. Let's say levels 2 through 5 didn't qualify. Well, you know what would happen? Theoretically, levels 6, 7, 8, and 9 would move up and take those spaces for that particular month. Do you realize that levels 6, 7, 8, and 9 are bigger than levels 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, and 6? That means 2, 3, 4, and 5. That means you're going to make more money through compression. That's powerful, guys. So, but the key is you want people to be qualified. You're going to get paid. But even if they're not qualified, you're going to get paid. You have to be qualified, though. Make sure you're qualified. Did that answer it, Robert?
Yes, it did.
All right, cool.
Excuse me, one last question right before you go.
Yes.
You had mentioned about when you first go in your back office, you know how it says upgrade? Is everybody that goes in, is everybody supposed to hit that or no?
No, only if don't hit it if you're already, if you paid your $99 at some point in history, don't pay it. I mean, I'm sorry, don't click it. That's just if you're an affiliate. You would only click that anyway, by the way.
I just want to make sure.
You're an affiliate. Yeah,
Right.
you'd only
Okay.
click that if you're an affiliate.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, go play with your back office today. Update all the stuff that we talked about. Last thing is this. I'm gonna ask just anybody. Tell me what do you need to qualify for. Let me stop sharing my screen real quick. Tell me what you need to qualify for Silver Ambassador. Anybody. What do you need to qualify for Silver Ambassador?
You need 2 qualified.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, whoever was talking. 2 qualified ambassadors or 2 customers that have $125 worth of volume.
Yeah, y'all just do this favor for me. You don't have to, but this just because y'all my friend. When you're saying qualifications, just to me, you can say it different to your prospect. Just say you need 2 qualified ambassadors because this customer stuff. I swear if I can change it, I probably would. I'm gonna think about it. But yeah, so she's right. You would need, well, actually, I want to get all of the qualifications. I'm oversimplifying it. But what do you need for all of the requirements to be to be a Silver Ambassador?
$99,
$99,
$29,
$29.99,
$29, 125 in personal volume,
125 personal volume,
and 1
2.
Go ahead.
No,
2.
I'm waiting on you. I'm helping you out. 2.
2 qualified
Qualified ambassadors.
2 qualified ambassadors. So you need your $99, you paid that, that's lifetime, but you got that checked off, $99, your $29.99 store maintenance fee. I have to keep reminding myself to say that. Your maintenance fee for that particular month. Your third qualification is $125 in personal volume, PV. And then that last qualification, you need 2 qualified ambassadors. That's all you need for silver ambassador. By the way, y'all want to write this down: 2, 5, 10, 20, 2, 5, 10, 20, 2, 5, 10, 20, 2, 5, 10, 20, 2, 5, 10, 20. Linda Johnson, can you tell me what you think that means? 2, 5, 10, 20? If you're speaking, Linda, you're on mute. Linda Johnson, can you tell me what you think 2, 5, 10? Can anybody tell me what you think 2, 5, 10, 20 means?
Those are the
Overall.
qualifications up into Crown Ambassador.
I think that was Aisha. Yeah, those are the qualifications in terms of, these are the qualified ambassadors you would need all the way to Crown Ambassador. So if you just remember that, 2, 5, 10, 20. You need 2 for silver, 5 for gold, 10 for royal, 20 for crown. That's it. If you remember that, you'll always remember that comp plan: 2, 5, 10, and 20. Now, of course, there's some other requirements beyond silver, but here's what I want to challenge you guys to do, and we're going to hang up. On June 3rd's training, June 3rd, Saturday, June 3rd, I'll get with Mr. Landry, Mr. Doucette now, but I want to dedicate most of, if not all of that particular call for recognizing and acknowledging newly promoted, at least, silver ambassadors. June 3rd, silver ambassadors. That means you got a little less than a month, about a month. All you need, $99, most of you've done that. $29.99, most of you've done that. That means you pay your monthly maintenance fee. You need the 125 in PV. So that means at some point during this month, you just need to get $125 in PV. I encourage you to get at least 5 auto ships. You got your 125 PV in May. And then you have your 2 qualified ambassadors. We would like to recognize those people who get this qualification on that following training, which will be June 3rd. So June 3rd, I'm looking and expecting that we have a ton of people promoted, not just those of you guys who are here on this training, but people who are in your organizations, people you're bringing in, so forth and so on. And make sure, I'm not sure I'm going to be on training next Saturday or not. I have to get with Mr. Landrum, but whether I'm on or not, y'all got to start getting your teams on these trainings. This information, thank you that it was recorded. Let me stop the recording. But this information is invaluable, and sometimes just talking about it again, it doesn't give it the same, hold on, see notification.